What up YouTube? We've got a pretty hefty video today. I've got a lot to try and get done in one day. My car's been off the road for about a week because my heater pipes I mentioned in previous videos has got considerably worse than the other ones that run from that way all the way to that way over the fuel tank through the center console. It's a bit of a pain. I was going to sleeve it, but I'm worried I might crush the pipes or something, or it's just depends if it's worn a hole through the bracket or if it's actually split it, because it might not be able to sleeve it far enough up without dropping the fuel tank, which I really don't want to do on the floor. I've got 3 meters of ASH triple ply hose, which I'm going to run from the engine bay to the front heater matrix. I'll try and get it over. Might not be able to do it. If not, I'm just going to run it underneath the fuel tank and just bypass the pipe altogether, and that'll be a nice temporary / permanent fix for now. More importantly, my radiator started leaking, which is a Mishimoto one I only put in about a year ago. So I got it back on warranty and it took a little while, but yeah, so they sent me a new rad, which is going to arrive today in a few hours. So I'm just waiting on Skip. He's going to come round with his nice big jack so we can get the car a bit higher, because I need to get right underneath. So we're going to put a car on all 4 stands. I can slide underneath, bypass the heater pipes, obviously drop the coolant. So yeah, I'll probably do a few videos today, which I will separate later on. So this will be the vloggy everything in one day video, and then I will do some tutorial videos, because I've got to change the thermostat, I've got to change the radiator, bypass the heater pipes. They're all useful things for people to know, as well as bleeding the cooling system on these, which is a pain in the ass. I'm just going to whip the front bumper off because I can't get a jack under the front right now. I can jack it up from the back. Back's not too bad. I can get it underneath the subframe and get it as high as I possibly can. It's kind of raining outside, so I'm going to be in here. The pipes, you can just about see them here. This is one of them, and then there's another one underneath that comes out, and they come over here. So I'm going to basically delete this whole section here, take the pipe from here, connect it, run it through this channel, underneath, and all the way into the front matrix. Once I get the car up in here, I'll show you underneath and how much of a nightmare it is. With this heat shield out of the way, you can see it a lot easier. I think I've got an image with it off that I can show you that I found. If you take the strut braces out of the way and take this off, you can get over the engine bay and potentially do something about it from there. Just depends whereabouts yours is broken. The easiest and simplest way is to bypass it completely, which is what I'm going to do. So to gain access to the radiator, you have a couple of little screws in here which you'll need to take out. Lift up the weather strip, and this, I don't know if I can do this with one hand, maybe not. That's the quick way of doing it. The proper way of doing it is undo these 2 12mm bolts, and you can lift the locking mechanism up. So I haven't got a standard radiator in here at the moment because I've got the Mishimoto one, but the job's pretty much the same. You would ordinarily have some proper mounts on top of here. It doesn't really move anyway, but I am going to pack it out with some silicone hose and just shape it around here. So yeah, the radiator change is pretty simple. Just take off these, and then you've got hose here, which you just got these little clamps on. You might have Jubilee clips. Squeeze those together, move them off, and then basically you need to pull the rad up and then back down again and slide it under, push it out, and then come out the bottom. Easy with a car jacked up, but not necessary. And then you can separate the fans, put them on a new one, and sort of reverse the process basically. And it's just got 2 locating sort of mounts in the bottom, so they just slot into there, and then it's just this that holds it really. And take all of this out of here because I need to find the pipe for the heater matrix and which one it is that I need to take off. So these are the 2 pipes that run above the fuel tank from the engine bay, and believe is this one, which is the one at fault here. So this is like this is the heat control valve right there. So I should be able to take this from here, put the new hose on, and run it down past the gap underneath, or hopefully maybe I might be able to squeeze it across the top. So I'm going to remove the front bumper. Not necessary to change the rad, but it makes life easier if you do. But I'm doing it so I can get the jack underneath for the other jobs I've got to do today. But the first things first is to get the headlights up and keep them up without leaving them on and draining your battery. Here, turn them on. Then come to your front fuse panel, and if you remove this one, the one that says RTR 30 amp, this one here. Now when you turn, headlights off, they'll stay up without them being on. And look who's here, it's Skippy. So now you can work on this without them being on and worrying. I'm going to put that in the spare for now, so that don't get lost. Wheelie car. So the big jack's no good, but the little jack was freaking made for it. Look at this. Oh yeah, it's perfect. Look at that. So now we need to take off all of the under trays, which I don't know actually what it's supposed to be. Mine are a mixture between 4 and 5 and 3 and Phillips screwdrivers and Allen bolts. This one, and the front one have all got to come down. And then we have a better idea where we're going. And I can show you the mess that's up there. Drain the coolant. You got 2 bolts, I think they're 12 mils either side. Take these out and that'll pretty much drain everything. Obviously take the rad cap off and cut the parts. Hello mate. Right mate. How are you doing? Pretty good now, see you. Thanks so much mate.
Have a nice evening.
Yeah, boy. It came.
I think it'd go crispy around the grommets and stuff, but it's solid.
This is why I bought it. Pretty much the reason.
It is. It's early Japanese, isn't it?
Yeah.
The early 90s stuff.
Proper Japanese.
So the late 90s, 2000, this where they got Japan.
Yeah.
When they built the 200.
Well, I don't know what Nissan we're up to.
Oh, I don't know. Still, I should have thought I shouldn't even be buying 350. I should just be like No, this way, you've had your chance. That's it.
It's eventually gonna come out of my face.
Ready?
Yep. Just that first bit. Well, that's worrying. Alright, we'll do both.
I'll put one there.
Probably gonna be more on this side. Where is just the air that's holding it?
Yeah, probably.
You have fun?
Oh!
Ready?
Hang on. Let me get both hands on this because he's going to fill up fast. Okay, go on then.
There we go.
You get really carried away now.
As you can see, hopefully, up there, that is the heater pipe from hell. And that bracket breaks and rubs through, or it splits from there. Someone's put a load of gunk up there to prolong the inevitable disaster. There's this. So I'm going to clean all this up, probably a bit of underseal just to make sure we don't get any rust. But it should be okay. So I'm going to trace that pipe up to the engine bay, which is not too difficult. It's just that one there, which you can see from the top. Okay. So I'm going to replace that all the way back. I'm going to run some hose down here. I'm going to run it alongside this pipe, this gallery pipe, all the way to the front and hook it up to the matrix. So yeah, shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully I've got enough hose to do it with. Skippy's just going to run to Halfords because right now it's a bit of a one-man job, and grab me some more engine oil because I'm well overdue an oil change, and while I'm up in the air I might as well do it all. I've got a new filter already. This one here is the pipe. Can you see that? Not particularly well. This one inside here, you still can't see. Either way, it's there. It's easy enough to figure out. But it runs from the top. So this is top pipe that comes out is the offside one. Or the near side if you're in America, because y'all backwards. This is the right hand side one anyway. It's the one that's leaking. That's the one that comes out on top. The other one's underneath. Then they loop up and over. There we go. That's that section. So I'm going to leave obviously the copper pipe there, and that's pretty outside anyway, and then join the new hose from there and run it down all the way to the front. From the front it should be this one here that comes out, so I'll be able to join it here and remove this pipe, and obviously just leave the copper pipe up there, and yeah, that should be it. Yeah, so if you're not going to drain the coolant, or you don't need to drain the coolant for any reason when you're changing your rad, you can get some hose clamps in and clamp these off. Then that way when you put a new rad in, you can just simply fill the new rad up and you're pretty much not going to get any airlocks whatsoever. So I strongly recommend doing it that way if you don't need to change your coolant for any reason. And by coolant clamps I mean something like this, but there's various types of these. Clamp them together, clamp that, and then that way you won't lose anything when you take it off. Refill the new rad up, put them on, job's good. And we're losing daylight and it's raining, so I need to seriously get a wig on. Damn, Daniel. So this is the hose I got to bypass with. It's from ASH. 19mm internal diameter. Hopefully it's enough. Should be. I'm gonna put it on through the engine bay, run it underneath, and then try and feed it through underneath the under trays, and follow along the gallery pipe that's already there. And then probably pack it out with a bit of silicone hose, and hopefully don't rub on anything, and should be a good fix, hopefully. Then I can stop worrying about overheating every time I leave the house. Right in the ear. I think antifreeze in the ear is a good thing. Good times. Just in time. I was feeding it through and I found a better path. It's quite tight. Yeah. But if it goes through, it'll fucking fit snug as hell. So I just need to sort of feed that slowly while I wiggle it. That's it. And that's it. Right, go push it down. Ah, fucking hell, that was in the eye that time. Go underneath here. Okay, yeah, push. Yeah, just keep feeding it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep, right on. Yes, like pressure. Right, alright, hold it there. Just need to think of the best path to take. Because I've got gear linkages to avoid, and brake pipes.
So you've got probably 30 centimeters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, cool. I'm gonna come out, plug it in at the top, make sure it fits, and then I can see what I've got to play with. So
That's got to go where?
there. No,
Oh,
there. I need a better light out here. It's a bit dim. My ingenuity knows no bounds. It's not going very fast. But we can do it up. Yeah.
So you plug that in and charge that on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now we're talking.
Can't see how
Alright,
many
that'll
times.
do, I'm scared now.
Lee, please don't fall.
Yeah, look at that.
Oi, my neck.
You kicked the jack!
I didn't kick the jack.
I had a minor heart attack.
Health and safety at work.
There's that. Yeah. Look at that. Jeez. I'm coming down. Oh yeah.
Better?
Yeah. That's much better.
It is.
Right. I am in the process of future-proofing the new hose underneath. Just can't find my cable ties anywhere. And Skippy is changing the engine oil and locating these last few pipes I never got around to changing. Now the coolant's out of it. They're in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But I just, even if they fit, even if it's not the right ones, just make use of them.
One of them.
Yeah. encountered a slight problem. Yeah, the hose on this end, or the one onto the heater, the heat control valve, is a bit big. Well, the heat control valve is smaller. That one I took off is obviously like a downsize. I run into a slight hiccup. And the hose is slightly, well, this is a smaller size. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut a section of this and join it in the middle. And hopefully that'll fix it. So, just remembered, I got a Dremel. Hope it's got enough battery to get through this. Whoa. That was bad. Something just broke. This broke. Yeah. Jeez. Could have took my eye out. Right, did I get through enough of this? Oh, I might have done. To bend the rest and break it. Yeah, look at that. Whew, just enough. Struggling for Jubilee clips in a minute. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Oh, fine. Pretty good. Pretty good, as in pretty good? Pretty good as in it'll do.
I see. Seems pretty good. I
Go.
was thinking about.
Look at that. Radiator time. Ah, drips on my head. This light's gonna fall on my head as well. Got it wedged in a precarious position. Right. Oh, I went down my neck. Once these are off, we need to take off these clips on the hoses, unplug the fans, and then pretty much lift and slide. So these are the two mounts that they slot into. Light helps. Here and here. So I need to whip the motors off, put on a new rad. Right, so need to take off the temperature sensor, put it there, and yeah, just undo the 10 mils on the red fan, switch that over to. If you've got stock, you're gonna have to change the plug over like this. Simple enough. Look at the leak. This is the offending part. They changed the size of my M. Look at my M. Where's the rest of it? Let me go under. Like so. The car is now merging MR2. So it's getting pretty late. I'm pretty tired. It's a bit too noisy now to continue because I need to run the car to bleed the system and fill her up properly. So we'll do that in the morning. Skippy's gone home now, so thank you very much for your help, buddy. Always appreciated. A very, 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 very helpful person. Pretty much done underneath, so I can roll it back into the garage, put the front bumper back on, fog lights, etc, etc. Bleed the system, and yeah, just tie up some loose ends, and then yeah, it should be good. And then I'll see what else we get done. But yeah, so I shall see you in the morning. And we're back. So now I'm going to fill up the cooling system and bleed her out, which is a pain, but it's not too bad. What I'm going to do is I've taken the thermostat out, which is quite simply 2 nuts down there, and remove the bracket for the dipstick tube, which is 12mm, and the nuts for the thermostat housing are 2 10mm. Take those off, leave the stat out, put it all back on, and then fill the car up a little bit and slowly, and then run it, and then that way sort of it circulates everything all at once. I'll leave the rad cap off until I start seeing it come from there. Well, the rad little screw thing, the 19mm that comes with the Mission Motor one, and obviously the proper rad cap in the engine bay, and that way it circulates from the beginning. Whereas if you let the car get to temperature and then the stat opens and it just launches all this water to the front and creates a humongous airlock, which is nigh on impossible to get rid of. So I find it easy to do it this way, because when you do take the thermostat housing off, you lose literally nothing, so it makes perfect sense. And then I've got a new stat to put in afterwards. So I'll put about 4 litres in so far. I'm going to start her up, and I've loosened the cap on the rad, so just keep an eye on that, and cannot stress enough, you just have to fill it up really slowly. It takes about an hour, but it'll save you a headache in the long run if you do it properly first time. And of course, when filling up, always make sure your heaters are on full blast and wide open, so that way it can circulate there too, otherwise you build up a nice air bubble. See, that's all the way on, and let's start her up.
One hour later.
There we go. Now I've got coolant coming from here, so I can lock this off. Should mean the air is mostly out of there. Always keep an eye on the temperature gauge. Basically, you just keep squeezing pipes. Go along. Temperature slowly creeping up. Want the heaters to get warm. I forgot to mention doing this part. On the heat control valve, there's this knob you can twist, which basically releases the air from here. So bit of hose, clear would be better. Right, I'll put the front end back on, and now I've let it cool down. I'm going to drop the take the thermostat housing off again and put the new stat in. Then we'll run her up, check her again. Hopefully she'll be good. We'll have her back. It's been emotional without her for over a week. So I've made a mess in the garage, as you can see. Just kept releasing the pressure from the front and the back. Pain in the ass, and just over the next few days keep topping her up a little bit because she'll find little air pockets. She's good, and go take her for a drive and make sure everything's okay and we don't spring no leaks under some pressure. But yeah, should be sweet. Yeah, a bit rushed as usual because I just had to get it done in the end, and I like to take time to do things properly, and then I run out of time. So yeah, hopefully you took something from it. If you didn't, hopefully you enjoyed it at least. So please hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I will see you in the next video and see what we do next. Now she's running perfectly again.